Research is to see what everybody else has seen and to think what nobody else has thought. Albert Zend. Myself, Neha, Assistant Professor in CSE Department in EPCET. I feel privileged to extend my warm welcome to all of you who are present here for the Research Day 2K22. I request all the dignitaries to kindly come over the dais and occupy their honorable seats. To begin this auspicious occasion, I would like to invite Dr. Sen Kamalavali ma'am to sing an almighty song. या हुंदेन्दु तुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डपण्डितकला या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्करप्रभृतिः देवैः सदा पूजिता सा सरस्वती भगवती निश्चेष्टजाड्यापहा. Thank you, madam. Light fades away darkness. Light symbolizes knowledge and wisdom-free will. To solemnize the special invitation, I request our beloved principal, Dr. Satish sir, our vice principal, Dr. Yogesh sir, our research director, Dr. J.S. Mathur sir, and our civil HOD, Dr. Nagaraj sir, to light the lamp. I would like to call upon Dr. Maruti sir to light the lamp. I request our beloved principal, Dr. T.K. Satish sir, to formally welcome the gathering.
A very good morning. Respected guests on the dais and of the day and my colleagues. This has been, research today. In fact, I researched it nearly a year, almost like 8 to 9 months ago. And I went on telling it. I told it in all the HODs, but it was good. And nobody took interest on the first. Then I told our senior colleague who is not interested. So she somehow sincerely could not do that. Then somehow, in fact, Emily Cheney had heard about that, but she had taken and in fact, she started the whole. In fact, that's one of the reasons why this is today. So though they have some mind object that from other. Okay? So I wanted somebody else to take leadership on that. The moment I requested my elected Mr. Madam and Madam. And today, because of some personal issues, which is Madam not here, and that is the reason why all the by Professor Madam. I request all of you to put the hands together for today is a very vibrant day in most of the world. The reason is that it does not belong to a department. In university, if you look into that, there are various departments. In fact, it becomes very, very difficult for anybody to go across all the departments and see what is done. The reason that I started with PhD students, I have seen many of the PhD students who essentially have gone to the conference and also they are hardly able to explain their own thesis. And even we have seen probably many of you may not have at least I interview every day 2 people or 3 people and an average. And then most of them are also PhD people also. And then we keep asking about them, that is where intelligence happens to people. That's the main particular problem that I've seen that are probably the students who do the part-time. So to overcome that particular this, the reason is that we have to provide an avenue for. And then also the basic fact that I keep asking the question is the critical thinking aspect of it. So now today, if you look into that, no subject, no department is on its own a sort of an integral part. It's all about collaborative research. It's all about essentially touching somebody else's life. That is essentially what all I am taking care of the grid of the electrical management particular. That is where I come. And of the behavior of the system. So a lot of social and cognitive particular aspects will come into the whole solution. So in every particular field that you can look at, it may be in agriculture in particular, you may be working it out, or whether it may be in biotechnological field, let us say that how to essentially extend the life of a person, how to essentially define when essentially dementia will be able to come, how essentially an Alzheimer will be able, anything that you can look at that, there are huge particular, aspects that we need to look at. Then we need to be able to say how essentially I will be able to do that. That is where essentially a lot of research will be made. So the moment, in fact, this is one of the first time that I started out with the start with the PhD. But it is not limited to PhD. If you go to abroad, many of the professors will also take part. But they will put their particular place, and then it becomes easier for them. The UG research is an important particular concept. In fact, here we have not started a UG. In many of the particular institutes that you look at, that UG research is far superior to the research that essentially happens at the MS or the MTech. That is where essentially we need to put a lot of emphasis upon. In fact, recently if you read about that, it came in just a few days ago. UGC has also recognized that. In fact, they say that UG now from now on, UG research has to be a component in your college or in university. That is the reason. So that we need to be able to say that how do we be able to do this particular thing? The moment you look at the whole of the country, what we need to do that is, we say that there are two types of thinking that essentially we need to do. One is a divergent particular, and then there is a convergent. So the way we need to start at PhD particular, I would request all supervisors in please encourage your students to do a divergent. They come up with a solution, go ahead and throw them out and there come out another solution. So that is how essentially they will be able to get a depth of the whole process. That is how essentially we will be able to be able to success. Otherwise, what will happen is that the moment, in fact, many of the students, in fact, nowadays I have to stop going for comprehensive because I'm bored of the same particular thing. It doesn't essentially encourage me at all. So the thing is that most of them did not have any particular concept at all. They would not have studied the whole particular thing. And then they will have studied only one small portion of it, and then they come back and then keep. So the reason is that it is their supervisors essentially have not given them an opportunity for it. So that is when you do a divergent thinking, that is where essentially to do a normal, what essentially the research that I need to do, what is that I'm supposed to do that essentially takes almost 1.5 years, 2 years. Okay? Then what essentially converted thinking happens over essentially. So that is the reason why essentially any person is better over a period of time. It is not probably whatever that you are protecting will essentially revolutionize the whole particular. But that basic thing is it strengthens your thinking, strengthens your mind. And from now on, what I want to see that is more and more, please involve your teachers. They may take over already PhD. That does not mean that now that is the end of the whole profession and the pinnacle of the whole profession. We are all students, but a research today is a place where it is the students of other community. We learn from the user. We learn from the students. Whoever is working on that particular, we learn. People don't let us say that if somebody is working on here, arts and we are any of the psychology education or any of those particular things are not there. So maybe doing a pedagogy, somebody may be doing a dyslexia, somebody may be doing some other particular. So when we do that particular, then essentially a lot of ideas will come into our mind and then we able to how to essentially look at that particular problem. So the thing is that they may not have a solution in mind, but the thing is that the questions that they will be asking it out is an important question for you to answer. You take that and then be able to find an answer from your perspective. Because no one problem has got one solution. It is an integrated solution. Most of you might have already looked at now, let us say, the grand challenge that seems to keep up getting it out every year for the project. So you look at only 10 grand challenges that every year is one of these. So the thing is that how to essentially answer that question? At least you need to be aware that only these are the things that essentially are happening. That is how you will be able to expand your thinking. You will be able to evolve as a good researcher, as a good academician, and as a good person. So with that particular list, I would request everybody, whether it is your staff, your students, or anybody else, get involved because it's all about creativity. It's all about creating some particular things. Nobody needs wrote particular people as well. Yes, there will be, okay, the low-end jobs will continue to exist. Probably I don't know, for 10 years, 20 years, and the low-end jobs will go away. Some other low-end jobs will come there. So those particular things, for example, let us say that AI particular this already the voice related the people who are the urban nations already have disappeared. Maybe some other non-voice have appeared, but that also will go away over a period of time. That we have seen that probably the people who have looked at the telecom or they look at it. So the thing is that if you look from the civilization that is inside, from the steam to the electricity to the computers, particular the AI and ML, the problems have remained the same, but the type of the solution that we give. And that is how we keep on improving the quality of the life. That's how we keep on improving, our productivity of GDP. That is the basic thing that we get. This is an exciting period for everybody, but because if you look into that, the productivity of a person, the productivity of a company has increased by 10x in the last 10 years. So that is the exciting process, and we are happy to be, providing some sort of a solution or at least keeping some sort of solution centric from that particular aspect. So with that particular this, I would request everybody else to participate equally and then be able to learn from others. And that is what essentially we are done. And thanks to all the for this particular period, my respect to them, and thanks to all the people who essentially responded to our invitation to be a part of this. Okay? So going forward, I want to see this as a much more of a vibrant process. Please encourage your staff. They may be doing something, they may not be doing something because not right. That is how you will be able to put across later over a period of time. You will be able to put across, a proposal from industry or from a serve or from nothing will happen over a period of time. So subsequently, it will essentially. So please start putting that effort. I'm sure that you will be better as an organization, will be better as a person, will be better as an individual. So with those particular things, I welcome you all to this initiative. And as far as the candidates or other people are concerned, yes, we will be now we will be as any research paper for this, we'll select the top three particular papers, and the way in which we are selecting the rubrics are already been defined. Okay, so we'll be making use of the rubrics that we will define the purpose using the interactive standards. We are making use of and the same position will put across to all the respectable registrars, and they will decide the top. And they will inform all. Okay, so with that particular list, I wish you all the best, and let us, we hope to see and we hope to learn from you. Thank you very much, and have a great day.
Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to request Dr. Manimani Madam to honor our principal, Dr. T.K. Satish sir, with bouquet. I would like to request Dr. Sen Kamalavani Madam to honor our Vice Principal, Dr. Yogesh sir. I would like to request Sen Kamalavani Madam to honor our Research Director, Dr. J.S. Mathu sir, with bouquet. I request our research scholar from IS department, I request our research scholar from IS department, Indumati, to honor our civil HOD, Dr. Nagaraj sir, with bouquet. I request Indumati to honor our first year coordinator, Dr. Maruti sir, with bouquet. I request Research Director Dr. J.S. Mathu sir to share his thoughts about the topic Good R&D Practice. Yes, sir.
And all the colleagues present here. I've yet to meet many of you, but I am glad that I have been given this opportunity to share some of my thoughts on how R&D should be done in our organization. This is based on some of the experience I have doing R&D in a research lab. So I've just noted down a few points, and I will just share them with you. You will be aware of these, but I thought I'd just reinforce them. So the first thing in any R&D, of course, is you should keep yourself up to date in your research. So that means that whatever you are doing, there are journals, there are conferences, there are research blogs, there's a lot of material available on the internet. You should keep reading. You should be aware of what is going on, and that helps to focus your own work, because similar work done in other places will give you a lot of ideas. The second thing that I think is very important is that you should have discussions with your peers, all your colleagues, because often the answer to something that you're seeking is available with somebody next door to you, but because you have not discussed it, he or she is not aware that you're facing this problem. So this peer discussion can be within the organization. If you have colleagues, other organizations, please discuss with them also. And very often you will find that small discussion will help you to solve some of the problems you may have been struggling with for a long time. Then, whatever work you are doing, you should keep presenting it in informal talks or seminars or conferences or whatever it is. Because this process of writing down what you are doing and trying to explain to others, it brings a lot of clarity to yourself. So, in time, you will be more focused in what you are doing. Then another aspect is that when you make a presentation like this in an open forum, you may get some suggestions, you may get some criticism, and many of us tend to take that in a very negative way. But you should not dismiss any suggestions immediately, because some of them may have some merit. So it's a good idea to look over, discuss that, think about that. If there is something positive in that criticism or suggestions, you can incorporate it in your work. If there is something that you have already done or you find that it is not useful, then you can go ahead and not consider it further. But don't immediately say that I've already done it, or what do you know about this subject, often somebody not related to your field may give you a suggestion which is useful. Then, as the principal just said, we should apply for sponsorship or research grants wherever it is possible. There are two reasons for this. One is, of course, that you will get some resources to do your work. But another important reason is that if somebody is willing to sponsor your work, then that shows that there is an interest in that work, and that gives you an incentive to continue that. And the sponsoring organization or the granting agency will also give you some direction, what they need, what is essential, what is important, which will guide you in your research. Then another important aspect in R&D is that when you're doing research, you're doing something new. If everything worked out, then that is not research, that is doing something which is established. So if something goes wrong, you should not get disheartened and sort of give up. Because many times what you think will work doesn't work. You try for some time, you give your best effort. If you find that it is not working, then you can look at alternative methods or take a different path. But you should not give up because you have to slog. R&D is not something that will straight path, and there are a lot of meanderings around the way, and you have to take it in your strength. So don't get disheartened or discouraged when something doesn't work. And finally, for an institution like this, very important to have good documentation. Whatever you have done should be published in terms of, if you have a concept of journal reports or logs or online or whatever it is, but all that material should be available because this forms part of the institutional IP or the institutional knowledge. This should be available to anybody within the institution. And one thing I will stress is that if something works, obviously we are very happy to publish and talk about it. But you should also document failures. The reason is that if something hasn't worked, then you don't want another colleague 5 years down the line to do the same thing again and find what you've already found. So things that have not worked like you thought they would, things that not go the way you planned, that should also be documented. And all that forms part of your institutional knowledge. And as the institutional knowledge increases, the institution gains. As the institution gains, every individual working for that institution also gains directly. So these are a few of the thoughts I thought I would share with you regarding R&D practices. And I'm sure if you try to incorporate these, you will find that your research work makes you happier and more successful. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for sharing your thoughts with us. Let us end this event with a vote of thanks, appreciation, and gratitude to all those who made this event a grand success. I request Dr. Sen Kamalivalli Madam to propose vote of thanks.
Very good morning to one and all. No research without action, no action without research. I would like to take this opportunity to thank our chairperson, Srimati Ramadevi Venkatapati ma'am, for the support and motivation in her absentia. I thank our CEOs Pramod Gowda and Raji Gowda sir for giving us a platform for conducting this research day in their absentia. I would like to thank our Executive Director, Dr. Shankar Pal sir, for his inspiration and support in his absentia. And I thank our Research Director, Dr. Parthu sir, for being with us and inspiring by us by his speech. It has reminded us of Lamont's pleasure. Thank you, sir. And it's an honor to work with our beloved principal, Dr. T.K. Satish sir. We are every day inspired by your ideas, dedication, which strive for excellence. Thank you, sir. I thank our Vice Principal, Dr. Yogesh sir, for his support and encouragement. Thank you, sir. I would like to thank our Civil HOD, Dr. Nagaraj Sitaram sir, for motivating us and leading us in a correct direction. Thank you, sir. And I would like to thank our first year coordinator, Dr. Maruti sir, for supporting us in all our endeavors. Thank you, sir. I would like to thank all the research scholars for their continued enthusiasm and dedication and effort towards research. We appreciate all the work you do. I wish you all the best. I thank all the staff members and HODs of EPCET. Thank you, one and all.
So I request everyone to have tea biscuits, which is arranged outside the seminar hall.